Hello, Cancer. Thank you so much for joining me today on Fortune's Wheel Tarot. This is going to be a reading from March 2023 or whenever it finds you. I offer this for the highest good to benefit the planet. Release me from any blocks and restrictions. May this serve all who need. Spirit and angel guides, keepers of the Akashic records, ascended masters. What are the messages for Cancer for March 2023 or whenever this message finds them? What do my Cancerians need to know? Thank you, Spirit and Angel Guides, Ascended Masters, Keepers of the Akashic Records. What are the beautiful messages for Cancer? Your first card out is number 2, the Akashic Library. The second card is the Seven of Forces, Balance. The third card is the number 3, Archangel Gabriel. On the bottom of the deck is the number 5, Hilarion. Your first card, the number 2, is a Major Arcana. And the message for this card reads, inside a great library, candles cast a glow upon the books in the tall shelves. A sage sits thoughtfully with an open book on his table and a quill pen in hand. Sometimes this card can indicate writing or publishing a book for you, but this card also symbolizes a new initiation, an ability to manifest a new life in every way. You have moved deeper into the Akashic records and to a higher self-awareness. Further investigation may be required, but you now have a better understanding of your old motives and your new purposes. It's also a time of heightened intuition as well as greater self-creation. During this phase, all you have to do is add a little conscious effort to write your new records in the Akasha. To get started today, write one simple declaration about the future you wish to create and repeat it to yourself often. Then decide one thing you can do to make it happen and do it. Anything can happen now. The breadth of the landscape before you rests solely on the scope of your imagination and your will to own it. As you close your eyes, envision yourself stepping into the most beautiful and serene of all ancient libraries. Imagine yourself taking a book from a shelf and opening it to a page. Notice the first word that comes to you. What does it tell you? How does it feel? Remember to visit that mystical library often and tap into the expansive wisdom that is yours. I just wanted that to sink in for a moment, Cancer. But I have to tell you, as I read that to you, a couple of things come to mind. And if I may, I know these readings can be a little long because I read all this from the Akashic Tarot Guidebook, but I feel it's important. And when I feel things or have thoughts that come, I'm trying to learn to trust that as my own intuition. And so as I read this to you, about, it's saying that it's a time of heightened intuition as well as greater self-creation. And all you have to do is add a little conscious effort to write your new records in the Akasha. To get started today, write one simple declaration about the future you wish to create and repeat it to yourself often. there is someone, I have watched a movie that I don't know if you've ever seen before, and it's just a personal favorite of mine that's called The Secret. If you're interested in it, I think right now it's free on YouTube to watch. In fact, I know it is. And it's worth watching. And so there is a key element to this movie that is, it's all about the power of attraction, the power of your thoughts become things. And there's someone in that movie that is called Bob Proctor. His name is Bob Proctor. He just passed away recently, but I really enjoy watching him, and there are lots of things on YouTube about him, lots of videos about his life and his teachings, and one of the things that he's said is to repeat something over and over again. And the one thing that there is about this movie, the film, that's left out is you have to take action. Not only is it the thoughts become things, but you have to take action for things to actually manifest as well. You put your wishes, your choices, and things that you want out into the universe, and then you let it go. But then you also take action to get there, right? You don't just sit on the couch and hope things happen. You have to make things happen. Fate needs a little push sometimes, and God, the divine, provides for the birds, but he doesn't throw it into the nest, right? I'm sure some of you have heard that saying before, that expression. And it's true. That the smallest animals on the planet, the tiniest things are provided for, but they have to do something for it, So when I read this, I'm sorry to go on but it says, to get started today, write one simple declaration about the future you wish to create and repeat it to yourself often. One that I have written down comes directly from Bob Proctor. If you've watched anything on YouTube of his, if you haven't, I highly suggest it, is: money comes to me in increasing quantities through multiple sources on a continuous basis. Money comes to me. I'm so happy and grateful is a very important part, which I missed. I am so happy and grateful now that money comes to me in increasing quantities through multiple sources on a continuous basis. And I have that written down on so many pieces of paper, I can't even begin to tell you. When I'm sitting at work, and if I'm daydreaming, I will write that down. And your thoughts do become things. You put those things out into the universe, your subconscious mind has to learn that. And that is part of what Bob Proctor actually teaches. And it's about changing your paradigm. And so that is all you have to do to change your life. As simple as it sounds, Cancer, is to get started today and write one simple declaration about the future you wish to create and repeat it to yourself often. It sounds so simple and stupid even, and just like, I'm not going to do that. But it works, and it can change your life. You can rewire those synapses in your brain for positivity, and you can believe in things that are unseen. And that's what you do to get started, and it's just believe it. It's just write it down, and then when you keep repeating it, you start to believe it. You repeat it often enough, you start to believe it. If you don't believe you deserve it, you start to believe you deserve it. If you need to tell yourself, I deserve it, write that down. I am loved. I do deserve it. I deserve love. I am worthy. And it's not an egotistical thing. It's a birthright. So I know I've gone on a bit, and I apologize, but again, I felt it was important. And another mantra, if you will, or declaration that I have written down is that I'm so happy and grateful now that peace, stability, spirituality, prosperity, abundance, and love come to me in increasing quantities through multiple sources on a continuous basis. So if you don't want to just talk about money, there are many other things that you can bring into your life with words of abundance. So thank you for listening to that, Cancer. I hope that was helpful to someone. And I will finish this reading now. So, decide the one simple declaration about your future that you wish to create and repeat it to yourself often. Then decide the one thing that you can do to make it happen and do it. And one of the things for me, Cancer, I'll share something else personally, is starting this YouTube channel and doing these Akashic Tarot readings, because I've noticed that no one else was reading Akashic Tarot on YouTube, and I've been listening to readings for a few years now since COVID and started reading some tarot cards for myself and friends. But I really enjoy the Akashic Tarot and the Akashic Records and finding more about that and learning more about that. So maybe that's something as well, too, that you're interested in, or you could be, is the Akashic Records. If you're not familiar with them, you're on this channel, so I assume you know about them. But if not, look up the Akashic Records. It's fascinating. So decide one thing that you can do to make it happen and do it. Anything can happen now. The breadth of the landscape before you rests solely on the scope of your imagination and your will to own it. As you close your eyes, envision yourself stepping into the most beautiful and serene of all ancient libraries. Imagine yourself taking a book from the shelf and opening it to a page. Notice the first word that comes to you. What does it tell you? How does it feel? Remember to visit this mystical library often and tap into the expansive wisdom that is yours. The Akashic Records are supposed to be available. Well, they are. It's belief and understanding how to tap into that. And there are many books as well, but they're available to you. The Akashic Records are available to us all. And all we have to do is ask for guidance. The next card out for you is the Seven of Forces Balance. Forces in the Akashic Tarot correspond to wands in the traditional Rider-Waite deck. The Seven of Forces Balance. This card reveals a time of harmony, balance, and justice in your life. A desk holds balanced scales, scrolls, and stacks of papers. Shelves of books grace a wall where a door opens onto a light-filled room. Upright, this card indicates that a time of balance is at hand. All systems, through the body, through nature, and through society, seek to achieve balance. Stop and consider the parts of your life that you can bring into greater balance. During this time, the universe helps you do so. You may have to confront important legal issues. You may have to deal with paperwork of some kind, or there may be a need for legal action regarding property, inheritance, work contracts, custody, or divorce. Be patient and pay attention to details, as technicalities will be important to you right now. But things bode well. Justice is at hand. Take heart at the sight of the golden light that washes over the scene, a sign that all issues will come to light and that a beneficial and just resolution is coming your way. Justice is balance in society, but the Akashic Records show that justice is not just limited strictly to court and contract situations. Justice and reciprocity are energetic, so the energy you put forth now will return to you in the future. Remember that your energy production is up to you. Continue to be aware of your thoughts and actions. Inner balance now leads to a beautiful destiny tomorrow. Close your eyes and see yourself putting on the robes of a court judge. Look upon any situation in your life that requires a balanced understanding. Whether it's an actual legal matter or any other situation, see it with the wisdom of Solomon and determine what to do next. I talked for a really long time there about that Akashic Library card. I hope that was helpful to somebody, Cancer. The next card out for you is the number 3, another major arcana, Archangel Gabriel. I want to really zoom in so you can see him. Gabriel is the divine messenger, the archangel of communication. He comes with his trumpet and scroll, as well as 2 gentle sparrows, signifying powerful yet peaceful expression. On his chest he wears the crest of Mercury, the god of communication. This loving angel carries the sacred words of truth into the world and brings them easily to you. When this card appears upright, it indicates a profound connection to this wonderful presence. Your power of expression is on the rise now. You will have an easier time communicating with others, expressing your feelings, and even working on projects involving communication, such as publishing, counseling, teaching, mediumship, journalism, marketing, radio, or television. Now is the time for any of these endeavors. But no matter what you do, remember the power of words. Call on Gabriel to inspire you and let yourself sing out. Feel Archangel Gabriel step before you and place his hand upon you. He fills you with the will to express your words. What do you want to share, and with whom? I would like to pull an oracle card for you now, Cancer, from the Shaman's Dream Oracle deck. These were beautiful cards for you. Spirit and angel guides, ascended masters, keepers of the Akashic records. What is the Shaman's Dream Oracle message for Cancer, please, for March 2023? Or whenever this message finds them. The number 21, first breath, beginner's mind. Can you see that picture, Cancer? Beautiful images on these cards as well. The number 21 reduces to a 3. First breath, beginner's mind. A fresh start and renewed curiosity. Natural trust, beginner's mind. When the first breath card shows up for you, it is time to leave the old stories and tales behind. You have arrived. Take a deep breath and another. There is nothing else you need to do but take in the new world that is revealing itself around you. Trust your natural curiosity. There is no need to dwell on how difficult the journey has been or how tight the passage to get where you are now. Just take it all in and experience the awe and wonder of your arrival at this destination. Even if it is a familiar place you have come to many times before, try to experience it as if for the first time, for you are renewed, and the old you is no longer your concern. Practice the beginner's mind, not labeling or naming what you see and experience. That situation was so difficult only a few days ago. That situation that was so difficult only a few days ago, just be with it and breathe. You have already gone beyond it. You have overcome and resolved it. Even if no one realizes this yet, soon enough they will as you move on. Do not squander the power of first breath giving the old narrative mouth-to-mouth resuscitation. Use it for new beginnings, to animate a world you can play and create in. Do not underestimate the power of your breath and the magic of the word. Many words in the Akashic library. And hello, communication, the power of the word. Wow, Cancer. This has been a really awesome reading for you. You have got to pay attention to some detail that's going on with something in your life, with some type of contracts, some type of paperwork, and find that balance. The Akashic Library, repeating those positive affirmations to yourself, taking that step, that one thing that you can do, the declaration that you can make to yourself over and over again, and the one thing you can do to get started on it and do it. Peaceful communication. Peaceful communication. Do not squander the power of first breath giving the old narrative mouth-to-mouth resuscitation. Use it for new beginnings, to animate a world you can play and create in, Cancer. Do not underestimate the power of your breath and the magic of the word. The power of your words. This is exactly what Archangel Gabriel is about. The power of your words. I want to pull a final card for you, Cancer, from the Work Your Light Oracle deck. I know that communication can be difficult sometimes, even with ourselves. So remember also to speak to yourself with love. The power of communication with yourself. To let go of those old narratives. If you have not seen the movie The Secret, I'm very drawn to suggest you watch that. The power of our words to ourselves, the mind that speaks to us has much power over us, Cancer. And we can have it tell ourselves positive things. And sometimes it's merely in changing the way you think of something. What is the final message for Cancer, please? From the Work Your Light Oracle deck. These have been absolutely beautiful messages for you, Cancer. I'm wishing you strength and love and light. Priestess, how are you being called to step up and lead? Another beautiful card. Thanks for your patience with me, Cancer. I love sharing this message with you. Priestess, this is an inquiry card. How are you being called to step up and lead? The priestess is a teacher dedicated to service, freedom, and leadership. You don't need to have it all together to lead. In fact, it helps if you don't. No one wants a perfect angel who hasn't made any mistakes. Let your life be your message. Don't underestimate the power of sharing your story. It's by hearing someone else's journey that we feel less alone. We realize that we're actually all in this thing called life together. The difference between a follower and a leader is that a leader has the courage to go first. In stepping out, they shine a light on the path for others to venture forward too. Don't fret too much about trying to work out who is in your tribe. Don't get stuck in age, income, hobbies, or occupation. The best way to discover your tribe is to look in the mirror. If you feel called to lead, chances are it is because at some point in your life you longed for someone to lead you. Your tribe are longing for exactly the same thing as you were and are, and might only be one step behind you. They may even be right alongside you. You don't need anyone's permission, just the courage to stand up. Embrace your struggles, the peaks and the troughs. You don't need to know the way. Just believe that there might be a different one. You don't need to know the way. Just believe that there might be a different one. Have a beginner's mind. Your tribe is waiting for you. Step forward so they can find you. The Work Your Light inquiry. How are you being called to step up and lead? How can you be the leader you wish you had? How are you being called to step up and lead? Again, making those declarations for yourself, for the future, taking action, and then communication with Archangel Gabriel, communication with love. How are you being asked to step up and lead? The power of your words. The power of your words, Cancer. The ability to step up and lead. I would like to pull one final card for you, and that's just a chakra card. Well, not just a chakra card, but it's not actually an oracle card. They're chakra wisdom cards, and they're just to help you learn about your chakras and get more familiar with them and more in tune with them, but I like to use them as an oracle deck. Just in case there's any issues, any areas of blockage or things that may need to be cleansed, areas of focus that you may wish to pay a little bit more attention to. What's the chakra wisdom card message for Cancer, please? Thank you so much, Spirit and Angel Guides, Keepers of the Akashic Records, and Ascended Masters, for these most beautiful messages for Cancer. Second chakra, sacral chakra. I am a mentor, not a rescuer. I avoid continually sacrificing my own happiness for others by rescuing and enabling them, as doing this may hinder personal growth for both of us. How are you being called to step up and lead, Cancer? I choose not to be a martyr. I am a mentor, not a rescuer. I do not assume that everyone wants my opinions and solutions to their life challenges, and if I am in doubt, I will ask them. I take responsibility for my own happiness. So your sacral chakra, let me just help you with that for just a moment, Cancer. If you're not aware, it's just below your navel, and it's your reproductive organs, your pelvis, adrenal glands, large intestines, your lower back, your sacrum. It's associated with sexuality, sensuality, mentoring, honoring, and nourishing ourselves. So, take care of yourself, Cancer. Work on that sacral chakra. How are you being called to step up and lead? Stop sacrificing your own happiness for others, because you're not helping anyone by doing that. They need to take responsibility for their own happiness. You're a mentor, not a rescuer. I hope that this message has been beneficial to you, Cancer. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you liked this video, please like and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Have a wonderful March. Love and light.